Hello everyone, and welcome to my CBS Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Is Dylan being driven out of town by Katie's blackmail material? According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Will Spencer's mother may be Melissa Dylan's greatest barrier to their future together. Dylan may run into some problems as Katie Logan Spencer tries to push her out of the picture because she is a formidable force when she wants to be. Katie might not be prepared to give up on their reunion because she is aware of how content Will was with Electra Forrester. In any case, Katie won't think Dylan should be Will's next love. B&B will provide additional drama following a fight between Dylan and Katie over Will. Katie will determine that Dylan must have some secrets. Therefore she will make plans to unearth any dubious information. Dylan will already be targeted because Remy Price is her cousin. Although Dylan is unable to decide who she is linked to, Katie will still find her relationship with Remy unsettling. But Katie could also be able to use some Spencer resources to learn everything there is to know about Dylan's life before moving to Los Angeles. Will the show reveal some secrets that Dylan may have been hiding for a long time? Katie might hire a private investigator of her own or enlist the help of Bill Spencer's team to investigate Dylan. In any case, you can bet Katie will find out if Dylan is concealing something from her past that she would prefer to keep private. Katie may even go so far as to use the information she finds as leverage. If Katie wants to keep Dylan away from Will and drive her out of town permanently, it could be used as leverage. Naturally, if Will finds out and becomes enraged over his mother meddling in his romantic life, Katie's possible scheme could backfire. If Katie does end up blackmailing Dylan, Will might have a serious issue. Steffi consoles Carter while Katie threatens Dylan. According to Wednesday, August 5th spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Wyatt Spencer will discover a secret while Katie Logan Spencer warns Melissa Dylan. Here's what B&B fans can expect from Steffi Forrester Finnegan, who will also back Carter Walton. On Wednesday's broadcast, Steffi will help Carter because he is still having trouble with Daphne Rose Walton's infertility problems. Steffi will let Carter know he's not alone by lending him a shoulder to weep on. Carter will value the opportunity to be a little more vulnerable with Steffi since he feels that he must be strong for Daphne. Carter will be able to express his genuine feelings and receive the consolation he requires. Katie will carry on the argument she just started with Dylan at the beach house. Katie is clearly prepared to release her fury and steer Dylan away from Will Spencer since she stated that she could see right through Melissa. Dylan will undoubtedly pretend to care for Will and want to support him. Even though Dylan will pretend to have good intentions, Katie will believe that Dylan is exploiting Will's suffering and violating her bond with Electra Forrester. Katie will make it apparent that Will doesn't require Dylan's assistance and use some intimidation to get Dylan to distance himself from her kid. Dylan might eventually retaliate and claim that Will, not Katie or anybody else, has the right to choose who is in his life. He'll ask Will about Nancy during a talk at work with Wyatt. Will's admission that Nancy is actually Dylan and that she is Electra's best friend, or at least she was until additional arguments erupted between them, should follow from that. Will might acknowledge that making out with Dylan and dozing off on the couch was a mistake. When Electra learned, she became enraged and doesn't even appear to be completely persuaded that things didn't get worse. Wyatt may maintain his opinion that Will would be better off moving on from Electra, whether it is with Dylan or someone else, even if he will admit that Will is in a terrible situation. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Wyatt will receive the most recent information from Will and provide some guidance, so pay attention. Remy pursues Electra once more. According to spoilers on The Bold and the Beautiful, Remy Price might not be as transformed as he would like everyone to think. Spoilers indicate that Remy may be lying when he says he is sorry for everything he did to Electra Forrester. Is Remy going to launch another assault? Since he has accepted his sexuality, Remy says he has moved on from Electra. This might not be the case, though, as Deke Sharp keeps rejecting his requests to get back together. After discovering Remy's past, Deke finds it impossible to envision himself reconciling with him. Could Remy seek retribution by pursuing Electra once more? Ultimately, it was Electra who revealed to Deke the unpleasant truth about Remy's background. Deke was unaware that Remy had released deepfakes of Elektra while posing as her buddy. When Remy invited Deke to a party at Forrester Creations, he kept all of this information to himself. Remy might hold Elektra accountable for Deke's behavior rather than himself. Melissa Dillon is fully aware of what Remy did to Elektra in the past. But Elektra has previously smacked Dillon while they are fighting over Will Spencer. Now that they aren't getting along, may Dillon involve Remy in her conflict with Elektra and get him to perhaps attack her once more? Let's be truthful. Remy is aware that Elektra ruined his relationship with Deke, and now she is targeting his cousin. Remy might come to the conclusion that Dillon deserves his allegiance and desire to lend a hand. Elektra might move closer to the Forresters if Remy is after her, giving Diane more space to approach Will. Does Remy have this in mind? It's possible that Remy will fill in for Sheila Carter. Everyone has been stalked by Sheila, who frequently tries to get rid of them. Sheila seemed to have changed her ways, though. Given the absence of Luna Nozawa, may Remy be the character who most resembles Sheila? If Remy believes that everyone is against him, he can be on the same path as Sheila. Deke won't spend any time with Remy, who feels lonely. How far will Remy go to get Elektra to pay? Is this going to be the only way he feels important to anyone in Los Angeles? Carter's confession, Wyatt's shock, and Katie's outburst. There will be spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. We can anticipate seeing Katie Logan Spencer's claws exposed in tomorrow's episode. Wyatt Spencer discovers a startling secret in the meanwhile. Steffi Forrester Finnegan provides Carter Walton with much-needed support. Let's start this post with Melissa Dillon and Katie. Dillon pretends to be a worried buddy, but Katie is aware of the true situation. Will Spencer and Elektra Forrester are not separated by any invisible force. Will is correct. In my opinion, individuals could resolve conflicts on their own if they simply stayed in their own lane. Will believes Dillon is a buddy, but she isn't. She's looking for a chance that Katie appears to have already recognized. Her story of homelessness might be used by Dillon as a victim's grenade. Katie isn't falling for that, though. Katie has encountered individuals who managed to get out on their own. In addition, Prince Will seems eerily reminiscent to Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada. Dillon will not parent trap Will under Katie's supervision. Dillon will make excuse after excuse. But even R.J. Forrester criticized Dillon for acting like a cruel girl. Wyatt will find another thing about Dillon. Dillon had previously stated that her name was Nancy. Katie may return to work after the encounter to discuss Dillon with the family. That's probably when Wyatt finds out that Nancy is actually Elektra's assistant and best friend. Will might be cautioned by Wyatt not to give Dillon any more optimism than he already has. Wyatt has seen firsthand how disastrous this may turn out. Does anyone recall the conflict between Sally Spectra and Phil Fulton? Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful indicate that Carter will encounter Steffi. Steffi will take the time to be there for Carter even if she is leaving the country. Daphne's closest friend, Steffi, has known Carter for a long time. She will therefore want to know what she can do to help them both. On Wednesday, August 5, 2026, which plot are you most excited to see? Dillon takes a move from the playbook of Psycho Luna. According to previews, Dillon will keep attempting to woo recently single Will Spencer Jr. on Bold and the Beautiful next week. Will is finding it difficult to move on, even after Elektra Forrester abandoned him. Dillon's family also believes he is a bad guy. To what extent will Melissa Dillon become desperate? Based on spoilers. When it comes to her son's old roommate, Katie Spencer will begin to see some warning signs. First and foremost, Dillon is hurling herself at Will Spencer Jr. and acting a bit too desperate. Furthermore, no one is aware of her past or her family. Bill Spencer will also be skeptical of Dillon and believe she may be a gold digger. Spoilers for Bold and Beautiful suggest that Beatty will make an effort to prevent Dillon from seeing their son. Will Spencer will even be cautioned by Katie to remain unmarried for a while. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Dillon won't be deterred by Will's infatuation with Elektra Forrester or his family's opposition to her. Rumor has it that she may even take a cue from Luna Nozawa. Luna just drugged Will Spencer after failing to win him over with her charms. Luna's scheme was incredibly effective, and she even became pregnant by the Spencer heir. Sadly, she miscarried while incarcerated and lost the baby later. It's interesting to note that Dylan was present at the bikini bar that evening when Will Spencer accidentally slept with Luna after being blackout drunk. Is she attempting to repeat the past? Do you believe Dylan would get Will Spencer intoxicated because she is so desperate to be with him? In Los Angeles, California, is it Team Elektra or Team Will? According to teasers on The Bold and the Beautiful, Elektra Forrester is positive Will Spencer has mistreated her on multiple occasions. She has been claiming that she has done nothing to merit the suffering he has inflicted upon her. But in this version of Los Angeles, California, is it a fair stance? When Will and Elektra initially started dating, a crazy woman targeted him. Nobody has forgotten Luna Nozawa's identity or her actions prior to Melissa Dillon, the other woman, hitting and killing her. It was said to have happened by mistake. Astute soap opera viewers still have the right to replay that brilliant film noir scene that defined Yamada's character and elevated Bullock to stardom. But now that everything has been examined, what about Elektra's assertion? Nobody wants someone like Luna to pursue their first serious romantic interest. To her credit, Elektra never wavered in her support of Will. Indeed, Elektra was shocked to discover that Luna was carrying Will's child. However, Luna's setting made it possible for Grace's character to explain Will's situation. But Elektra was unaware of Dylan's ongoing betrayal until it became apparent. She cautioned Dylan away from Will after sensing her immediate best friend's attraction to him, but she was relieved when he forced her to leave the garage apartment at the beach house. Given what Dylan told her, Elektra had every right to discontinue their friendship. There is no logical argument to be made regarding it. This plot involves 4 talented young actors. They are all deserving of praise for taking this specific plot thread and making it credible. The main characters are those of Morrow and Grace. Although Bullock's and Brian Nicoletti's, R.J. Forrester, characters are currently supporting them, both actors have the opportunity to develop into leading roles. It is worthwhile to revisit the argument regarding Dylan's name. Dylan's familial connection to her cousin Remy Price was cited as the reason why her true first name was eventually disclosed after her last name was used as a first name. RJ is a complete Forrester. Since coming back to California, he has been pursuing Elektra and is probably going to be her next love. Will hasn't lived long enough to understand how to handle a relationship, much less himself. He was obviously accustomed to receiving attention from women his own age, but that didn't prepare him for the emotional side that every marriage needs to learn to manage. He admitted to Wyatt Spencer, his brother, that although he doesn't love Dylan, he is attracted to her.